In this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to make this shoulder bag. This bag uses 3 strands of yarn at the same time, and I will be changing the colors but repeating the white. To start, make a slip knot. Now go ahead and chain 24. For the base, start by making 3 double crochets into the 3rd chain from the hook. To make a double crochet, yarn over and insert your hook into the 3rd chain from the hook. Then yarn over again and pull through the chain. Now you have 3 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Now you have 2 loops left on your hook. Yarn over again and pull through those 2 loops. Now you have made your first double crochet. Insert a stitch marker into this stitch. Continue making 2 more double crochets into the same chain stitch. Once you have made 3 double crochets, go ahead and make 1 double crochet into the next 20 chains, and I will meet you again at the last chain. Into the last chain, make 6 double crochets. Now go ahead and make a double crochet into the next 20 chains. And you will want to insert your hook right where the yarn crosses over each other. Once you are at the end, make 3 double crochets into the last stitch, so where we started. So to join the round, we are going to make a slip stitch into the first double crochet we made. So into the stitch where we put our stitch marker. To make a slip stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops on your hook. And we have now made the base of our bag. Now it's time to make our first round of double crochets. We'll be making 1 double crochet in each stitch around. To start this round, chain 2. Now go ahead and make a double crochet into the same stitch as we made our slip stitch in. So here you can see our chain 2 and the slip stitch, and you want to insert your hook right into that same stitch. And once you have made that first double crochet, insert a stitch marker. Now continue making 1 double crochet all around and we'll meet again at the end. So I'm now at the end and I will show you how to know where to stop. So here you can see the stitch from the first double crochet, and before that we chained 2. So here you can see the chain 2. And then before that we made a slip stitch. So we are not going to make a double crochet in these, so this will be your last double crochet. Now to join the round we are going to make a slip stitch into the first double crochet where we put the stitch marker. And now we are finished with this round. So we will now make a round of single crochets. And to start this round, we chain 1. Now go ahead and make a single crochet into that same stitch that we made our slip stitch in. To make a single crochet, insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through that stitch. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. And insert a stitch marker into that first single crochet. Now continue making single crochets all around. So just a reminder, when you're at the end, make sure to skip the V from the chain 1 and the V from the slip stitch. So you should end right here. Before we continue, I'm going to show you how to change colors by making a magic knot. I'm choosing to keep the white and only change these 2 colors. So lay them out like this and cut the yarn. Now grab your new colors and lay them out like this. Now you want to bring this end over this strand of yarn. Then bring it under and over again and tie a knot. Now we are going to do the other side, and we are going to bring this under, over, and then under again and tie a knot as well. Make sure both knots are very tight. Now pull on both ends and that will bring the knots together. Now cut off the yarn very close to the knot. And pull very tight again, and this won't come undone. Do the same thing with the other yarn. And now you joined the yarn together and you can continue making your rows. When changing the colors, I don't like it when you can see the knots on the outside of the bag, like you can see over here. So to fix this, unravel a few stitches and crochet again with a looser or tighter tension so that the knots will hopefully end up on the inside of the bag. Once you're at the end of the round, skip the slip stitch and the chain 1 and slip stitch into the marked stitch. Chain 2 and make a row of double crochets starting in the same stitch that we did our slip stitch in. Insert a stitch marker and continue making double crochets all around. At the end, skip the slip stitch and the chain 2 and join the round by slip stitching into the marked stitch. We will now make a round of single crochets, so chain 1 and make a single crochet right into that same stitch as the slip stitch. And insert your stitch marker. Now continue making single crochets all around. And once you are at the end of the round, skip the slip stitch and the chain 1 and make a slip stitch into the marked stitch. Now chain 2 and start a new round of double crochets. Continue alternating between double and single crochets until you have the preferred height of your bag. When you are at the end, make sure that your last row is a row of single crochets. Join the round with a slip stitch and cut the yarn and leave a long enough tail to sew in later. So the bag now measures 11.5 by 8 inches or 29 by 20 centimeters. Now it's time to make the straps of the bag. Go ahead and find the corner stitch. So here's the corner and here's the stitch right in the middle. And count 8 from this stitch. So this is 0 and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and insert a stitch marker into the 8th stitch. Now do the same thing on the other side. And your stitch markers should be lining up. Now take your new yarn and bring the yarn through the stitch that we put a stitch marker in. And tie a knot. Now into that same stitch, chain 1 and make your first single crochet. Now go ahead and make a total of 17 single crochets all around until you are at the stitch marker on the other side. Once you have made your last stitch, chain 1 and turn your work. Now continue making single crochets into each stitch. Once you have made 17 single crochets, chain 1 and turn your work. We will now work a decrease round, which means that we will skip the second stitch and the second to last stitch. So we will have 15 single crochets in total. Once you're at the end, chain 1 and turn your work. Now make a row of single crochets all around, so 15 in total. And from this point, every third row will be a decrease round. So we will make 2 more rows with 15 single crochets and then we'll make a decrease round. Once you have 7 stitches left, so let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead and continue making rows of 7 single crochets until you have the preferred length of your straps. So I have 12 more rows and I'm just going to finish the row by chaining 1 and cutting the yarn. We have now made 1 strap. Go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side and make sure to start on the same side that we started with, so on this side. Once you're at the end, chain 1 and cut the yarn, but leave a long enough tail to sew in later. To connect the straps, lay them down like this and insert your stitch marker so that they are lined up together. Now take your needle and thread the yarn. Insert your needle into the first stitch on the other side like this. And then go into the first stitch on the other side and right away go into the stitch next to it like this. Now on the other side, go back into the first stitch where the yarn is coming from, and right away go into the stitch next to it. Now go back into the stitch on the other side where the yarn is coming from, so right over there, and then go into the next stitch. Take out the stitch marker once you are at that point. So once again, go into the same stitch that the yarn is coming from, and right away go into the stitch next to it. Once you're at the end, insert your hook back into the last stitch and make a knot. And now we have connected the straps. So this is what your bag should look like now. So the last step is to sew in the ends. Take your needle and thread the yarn. And just sew the ends through the inside of your bag so that they are hidden away. Once you're done, go ahead and cut the yarn. Once you have sewn in all the ends, this is what your bag should look like. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. I hope you will have a great use out of this bag, and I would love to see yours, so please do tag me on Instagram or TikTok, and I hope to see you next time.